definitely nerve-wracking. I know the pedigree that these chefs and judges have, presenting a dish that even though I've made 100 times to serve to them, oh man, I am nervous. Hi guys, how you guys doing? So these are my Korean gochujang chicken tacos.
Wow. I can tell that you love food by tasting it. It comes through. I think it's important to remember that not only flavor and visually you've hit all those points, but also just how you eat it. You know, the way that the meat's cut, just making sure that it's easy enough for everyone to just get a bite. But I love it.
Thank you so much, chefs. I appreciate that.
Hey, Dan.
This is Rhode Island style fried calamari. It's an old school Italian dish. I'm an old school Italian sort of guy.
This calamari is popping, okay? The calamari is tender, it's still crunchy. The garlic, the peppers, the acid, this is just done right.
I love that you took the time to make sure you marinated the calamari in buttermilk to make it tender. Sometimes if you get really big peppers, maybe cut them down a little bit. But other than that, very, very good.
Hi, Sylvia.
Hello. These are chilaquiles with egg.
I mean, I think a lot of chilaquiles, they have no texture to it.
Yes.
But the sauce, you know, gets soaked up by the chips, but there's also that crunchy element. So you have the traditional and then you have your spin on it, and I think that's fantastic.
Only thing I would maybe do is bring those flavors up, right? The acidity, the cilantro, all that stuff, just a little more flavor.
Cilantro.
You said you're spicy. I want to see spice on that plate.
Okay. I can do that.
Hi, Fu.
Hello, hi. I made a beef salad with an Asian marinade with some roasted vegetables.
This steak is delicious. The marinade, I want the recipe because it is so good, and you really were able to infuse a lot of flavor into such a short amount of time. Delicious.
I think that you're onto something really great because it's there. I just want more of it.
It's coming.
I like it. I like it.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
How are you?
So I made for you guys a flank steak with the chimichurri sauce and roasted Parmesan potatoes. I'm an Idaho girl, so we love our grass-fed beef, and we are the state of potatoes.
Clearly the lead singer of this band on the plate right now is the steak and is perfectly cooked. You made it happen, so great job.
I completely agree with you, but salt is everyone's best friend. Just a little bit of the Malden salt on top of the steak would have gotten a little bit more flavor.
Thank you.
Hey, Bambi.
Every little Southern girl needs to know how to make a good mac and cheese. Well, at least in my family.
I love the presentation. I see the cheese, I see the bacon, the bubbling action that happened when it came out of the stove. And I get the smokiness from the Gouda, I get the smokiness from the paprika, but there is a lot of cheese here. Almost to the point where I want just a little bit more noodle and just maybe a little less of that cheese.
Yeah. Hi, Robin.
Hi. I've made for you rose and honey baklava. I've raised my children to make these, and now my grandchildren are starting to.
The flavors are delicious. It's not an overly sweet dish, but that's nice. And the pastry is nice and buttery and flaky.
Right? It's baked so well. I feel like I really was a part of your family today.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got lucky grandkids.
Yes, yes.
Christina.
I am Filipina, so we've got a Filipino chicken adobo bowl.
Filipinos love their sauce. I'm half Filipino, I know, and I need a spoon with everything because I gotta get that sauce in. And what I'm missing is the sauce, right? I would recommend if you are gonna use like chicken breast, maybe shred it after and then let it cook and absorb some of that adobo sauce.
Okay.
Hi. Irma.
This is mofongo. I love plantains because I'm Dominican. So.
The shrimp is perfectly cooked. It is still moist, it is juicy, it is garlicky. I mean, I'm not gonna be kissing anybody after this, but like, all I have to say is you brought the flavor.
There's so much shrimp in there. I was totally expecting that it was just gonna be the plantain with like 2 shrimp on top. It's full of flavor.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, chefs. I made a ribeye with a funky dab of blue cheese with bacon, barbecue, Brussels sprouts. I love the combination of sweet, salty, and tangy. And I also love funky, hence the blue cheese in that.
I think the steak is cooked really well. I love Brussels sprouts. You know, if you can cook a good Brussels sprout, then you're definitely a skilled cook.
Yeah, you can come out swinging and have some big flavors, but again, make sure that they all harmonize. Like I've got Brussels sprouts, right? They're funky and earthy, and there's barbecue stuff on them, and there's a bunch of bacon. And then I threw blue cheese on top, and it's just like, I feel like this is you coming out and just like, throwing the bucket of flavor on everything and being like, thank you, good night. Like I know who you are now.
I'd say buckle up then.
I'll bring it.
No one goes to a baseball game looking for small ball. And sometimes when you swing, you miss big.
We've had a delicious introduction to you as home cooks. We asked you to show us a dish that represents who you are. Your dishes were judged on taste, execution, presentation, and how well it showcased the theme. Judges, who are your favorite dishes?
Tony, your dish had everything that I crave. The flavors were bold, they were balanced, and your chicken was perfectly cooked.
This is everything that I dreamed of. It's a high going into round 2. Hopefully that momentum keeps going.
Another one of our favorites was Dan. You made an amazing calamari. The best way I can explain it is an explosion of flavor. You took something simple and you hit the mark and made it extra delicious.
Thank you, Chef. It's a huge relief. Tiffany didn't say the calamari was like eating a mouthful of rubber bands, which was my biggest fear.
Amazing job, cooks. We enjoyed learning so much about who you are through your recipes. And I hope the judges' tips will help you in your next round. Hi, this is Alejandra Ramos. I am so excited to be a part of the Great American Recipe on PBS. Here's more delicious moments from the show for you to devour. You can watch the full competition on the PBS video app. And if you're looking for recipes, head over to pbs.org/food.